Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and also good evening to you, whichever time of the day that you are going to come across this video. I'd like to welcome you onto my channel and thank you very much. I've received my first comment and I've also received my first like. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Please, I'm also going to push in this and try to be as or the best that I can be when it comes to this. So yeah, guys, I just woke up. It's my weekend off. I've been wanting to talk about this. I wanted to say speak, but you know when you have a lot of things in your mind and everything just wants to come out at the same time. Because thing like I wanted to talk, like I wanted to speak, and I also wanted to talk. So when I was trying to use the camera, my rear camera, the camera at the back of my phone, but I spoke. It was not recording. I need to get a stand and yeah. But I wanted to talk about this issue, man. This is sad. It's very sad, I don't want to lie. To see us as the youth, turn out like this. Ish, Gobi. Normally we are the ones who are seen as, who are even supposed to be iksasa. You understand? Kekuthiwa abantu abasha iksasa lethu, it's something along those lines. However, by the way, esihamba ngakhona, at the rate we are moving, esiphila ngakhona, it's bad. It's very bad. I remember there was a time ngisasemncane kunomndeni owuhlala eduze kwasekhaya, on the front side though, like a dining room. So kwakhona umama, ubaba, and then they had 3 kids. The eldest was the daughter, bese umfana was my age, 1993. And then basoba nengane encane kakhulu. That one was very young, bemncane kakhulu, maybe besese newborn lo mntwana. It was bad, man. Yazi, on a good day ubuthanda lo mndeni, should, wow, I wish I also had that. I wish I also had a mother and a father. Officially into ngenza ngicabanga nalento ukuthi sometimes bafethu we need to accept. And when I say accept, I don't say ukuthi if your current situation is bad, like impilo yakho, if you are struggling, you have to accept ukuthi no, this is my life and ngizophila kanje. No, you need to accept that you're struggling and live within your limits at the time. However, do not be comfortable with it. I understand. I don't want to lose my lane to that. I want to talk about Kuti. I used to envy them. I don't know if, I think it's envy. Their family and be like, I wish I had that. Not knowing what was happening behind closed doors. To a point to Kuti, not only what was happening behind closed doors, some of those times I was also within those closed doors. I would witness these acts of violence. I'd witness GBV. I was young at the time, but I knew that this was not right. This was not right. At the time, I think I was in grade... I was still in primary school, though. Probably grade 6 or 5 or 7. We were around there. I'd see this man hit Lomam in front of us, in front of the kids. And, you know, sometimes our parents think we don't see things. Sometimes, even us, if we have kids or we are around ingane, we tend to be like, no, ingane. And we don't even regard it khona ingane. We just be like, ay, lo akazi lutho. Ngeke azabone lutho ya understand sasemncane so ikhohlwa lento. No. Izolo when we were doing gardening la ngaphandle, I'm still busy. We were talking with a friend of mine, and she was telling me a story about her child and her younger sister. They attend the same church, and the child is very young. I think he's 7 or 8. So the younger sister and the child that go to this church, and the younger sister had a crush on another boy, and then this child, Shuti, was observant of all of that. He had my figure Kaya when my friend went home. Then now her son is telling her, Gutaibu, Pela, so and so, the younger sister, is like someone, and this person that she likes does not like her. You know, with that, it goes back to lento ukuthi ngibe like kids see. Ngane zabona bafethu. Never do anything that you know is wrong in front of a kid. My point with that story was just to highlight or to show what the kids can see. If he can see at that age, good, this one likes this one, but this one does not like this one. Imagine what goes through their minds when they witness such things. I hope both those, actually all 3 of those kids that I spoke about, because at the end of the day, their father killed their mother. The sad thing is that amaphoyisa bebizwa kube uye lo mama yombhela out. Another thing with love, it's as much as love is good, it also depends who you're with. I hope those kids, they are better men. That's guy. We're friends. Hope he's a better man. Both those girls are better women. Because I've once said in one of my videos that I do not believe that if I've went through a struggle, everybody else who comes after me must also go through that thing. So when I say I wish, I pray that they are better people, I mean, Guti, with what they have witnessed, that is a very traumatic thing. That's a very traumatic thing. I can't even imagine how I would deal with that if it directly happened to me. I was there. It would happen. I would watch. And I do not want to lie to you. In my head, there were times, at the time there was this show, this series, SABC 3, Toy Dark Angel. That girl was like, like she was almost like a ninja, something like that. I wished at some point where I would be like, if only I could fight like that and beat this man who's busy abusing his wife. There was a time babaleka bagijima bazocasha ekhaya okweni. Yo, it was at night. And it was the kids who ran out carrying the baby. I understand a lot. What took my grandmother still alive at the time? It was grade 7. My grandmother, it was before grade 7 or grade 7 because my grandmother passed away in front of grade 7. What's going on? They were crying. So one with Lento, I'm not directly connected to it, but the mere fact that I've witnessed it, I became a part of it. Well, I was connected to it. You know, ezinye izinto ozenzayo kwabanye abantu kukhona abanye abantu bebhekile, it ends up being a ripple effect. Excuse me. Because lento, it can happen ukuthi their kids might not end up being abusers. But what about me, who's young, who's a child, who witnesses that? What about me? There are things that we do that ruin people's lives. Innocent people's lives. That's why I always say with me, if I went through something, I don't believe other people must go through that. If I was abused, I must refrain. I must go and get help. I must make sure. Even with relationships, guys, I do not believe in getting into a relationship if I know mentally I'm not ready. Yeah, sometimes we tend to not understand when, or what does it mean when somebody says, no, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Most of the time when, with how I see it, or when I say that because I know I still need to fix certain things with my game. I know that. I need to fix certain things. Because uthando luhle bafethu. Luhle, lumnandi. However, that is not the only thing that is required in a relationship. Because when I saying it takes two to tango. With a relationship, it has to be at least 2 people. Not even just 2 people, even with yourself. You need to love. We need to love ourselves. Yazi uma uyithanda awufuni ukulimala, awufuni ukuyiphatha kabi, awufuni ukuthola second, third, whatever best. You always want the best for yourself when you love yourself. And uyayibona into ekulimazayo, even if ungayibona into ekulimazayo, uthi uma usuyibona into ekulimazayo, you refrain from that thing with, no, this is not for me. Okay, just to carry on, I'm very sad, man. I'm very sad. Then what happened? Ngabo lo mama passed away. This man killed him. The sad thing is, he got another wife. Not really a wife, a girlfriend. Now, remember she was the one, he was the one who was abusive. Things turned. Tables turned. This point, ngaleso sikhathi bese kuwuyo ushaywayo manje, eshaya umfazi wakhe. the new one. To a point ukuthi wakhula naye washona. So with this video, I'm not blaming men only, women only, girls, boys, females, males. It's all of us, because it takes all of us to make a better world. Mina, if I wanna, even now, I'd love to be in a relationship, but I know what. No, somebody, you still need to fix this. You still need to fix that, because you meet the right person only to find out it's not the right time. No. With that, actually, it's not a no. The thing that makes it not the right time is because you are not in the right state of mind to be focusing on that. Sometimes we tend to focus on things that we want than the things that we need. You find out what you need to focus on yourself. You need to fix yourself up here. But you be like, no, I want this. Get in a relationship only to find out that now you abuse or you have insecurities. Insecurities are very dangerous. There's a guy, when I arrived in Sebenzini, I had that story time. That guy's very insecure. Very. But he feeds off crushing people and making them feel small in order for him to feel better or good about himself. There are people who are like that. Those are insecure people. And the umuntu who's like that, it's a person who has experienced some sort of abuse. And you find that most of the time it could be abuse that came from the people that he looked up to, or she looked up to, or trusted. Because that's another thing that crushes us. Uyayibona lento ukuthi uthi ama-comment awu-million athi good bese kuze one ethi kuyabheda lokhu. You'll forget yonke le million, focus on the one. That's not good. We can't live like this. I'm also training my mind. I'm also learning things ezizongenza ukuthi ngingabi a slave to my past, a slave to trauma, a slave to people's negative views or words about me. I just watched a video of, I've watched that video before actually, under this post that I saw on Instagram, where they're talking about the CC who has been this young varsity student, Undogozo, very beautiful, was dating this guy Ektua Unebo, who allegedly stabbed her to death. I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, it was under those that post. There was this video from Joseph Diaries, where Joseph Diaries is a channel where it's couples swapping phones, and you check who's cheating or not cheating and stuff like that. Then with this one, Shruti, they found out that this girl is cheating on this guy, and this girl doesn't care. She was like, the money that you're even giving me is 500. It's only for nails. Even now, look at my nails. This guy even collapsed. We need to learn to love ourselves more. I feel like if I was in that situation and I was at that point where I loved myself more, I'd walk away. I'd see good, you know when somebody does something to you, you're like in a relationship, and then they come back and tell you good, it's not me, it's you. I always say good, well, it's you. Because when I'm in a relationship, I give it my all. And giving it my all doesn't mean I neglect myself, I forget about myself. No, I'll never do that. I used to in the past. Moving forward, no. Even now, I'm still learning certain things, even with my previous relationship, where I was like, no, this is toxic for me. I'm tired, but no, this is toxic for me. Mental health is very important. When I saw this guy faint, I was like, did he really love her that much? To a point where he had to faint for her? I might not understand some dynamics because now I'm not a relationship expert or anything, but it even reminds me of this thing: could never love somebody else more than you love yourself. And it's sad, but in life we must always have or leave room for disappointment. But that room must also not hinder you from being the best lover or the best to you. This girl was just like, yeah, it is what it is. I just want to show Lento Guti, it's not only men who are toxic, women are also toxic. We are all toxic. It also depends with relationships. What do we want? That's why I say, let's work on ourselves. Let's better ourselves. If this girl, naye wahamba focus kuye wafunda wenza something ezomenzela imali ukuthi akwazi ukuyi-affordela amazipho wakhe. Yazi, these videos that they have on YouTube, motivational videos, they're very beneficial. You think it's a cliche or interporai or whatever, they're very good for the mind because they open doors akhona nje engqondweni yakho and empilweni ukuthi yazi life is challenging, but there are ways to maneuver through those challenges. If she was independent, if she also had lento ukuthi she loved herself or wanted to invest in it, because when you love something, you invest in it. If you love yourself, you invest in yourself, you better yourself to a point where when you get in a relationship, wanting somebody to give you money to do your nails is not even the last thing in the list of the things that you'd want in that relationship. Sometimes you get in relationships with people who want certain things from us, not because they love us, not because they care about us, no, because they see what we have and think or have this idea of this is what this person can provide for me. You find out good, it's mixed. It's a mixture of a person who's a gold digger with a person who also, I feel like, even with this guy, he doesn't have strong values. That's what I think. Stand, kahle. Because abanye abantu have this thing ukuthi ufeel a hole mayijola nomunye umuntu mayedwa, no. That's why some people struggle to be single. I mean, I struggle with going to a club and sitting alone. I know I still need to work on that. I remember, I am working on that actually. I remember there was this other time I was with this ex-friend of mine. Sahamba saya enye indaweni la ekhona. A nice place. Atmosphere khona. Sahlala. Then he was like, okay, I need to go and fetch somebody with this other friend of mine, and then they left. I was left alone. I was like, Sabelo, remember you once said you want to test out this thing of being in a club alone and not being bored. It was a first, It was different, it was uncomfortable, but I did it. Some people struggle to even be single. Have you noticed that everything that's around us affects us? It might not affect you physically, but it will affect you mentally and emotionally. And once your mind is fucked up, guys, call it a day. Because everything that you'll be doing, there's a saying that says, think before you act, and keep on thinking while you're acting. Once this thinking thing is effed up, that's it. Even with indlela esikhulisa abazali bethu, abanye benza right, abanye benza right. This thing ukuthi indoda iyerana ekhaya, mfazi uyalalela, in. Why can't we both run this house? Why can't we both be independent? Why can't we both do things for each other? Why can't we both respect each other? Why can't we both love ourselves to a point of even when we get to a situation where things are supposed to go left and we see Guti as in Manji, we get to see Guti, I think this, we should call it a day. We don't deserve each other, or we can't live like this. We both deserve better. Because sometimes even Abataba right can meet up and not be a perfect pair. And that's why when you are a mentally sane person, when you are a person who loves yourself, a person who's independent, a person who's those things nje, because just because you are all that does not mean you're not going to encounter wrong people or no, things are still going to be wrong. But into that is advantageous for you is that you know how to react to things. Me killing someone is not good for me. I go to jail, my life is ruined. The people that who looked up to me, they are also messed up now. They tend to think about this thing is right. I've killed ingane yabantu is gone. If the people she was going to help, the people they looked up to, a lot happens. That's not, all these small things are just not worth us throwing everything away. Everything that's around us affects us. Some women, they stay in abusive relationships because they saw their parents, and their parents were negligent when all this abuse was even happening in front of their kids. They were just like, no, this is a kid, not knowing what the child sees. And then the child grows up, if it's a girl or a boy, they'll be like, no, it's fine, my mother stayed in this, so I can also stay in this, it's okay. Or a relationship or whatever. No, it's fine to do this when and it's their fault, or no, it's my fault. No. We need to love ourselves, man. We need to love ourselves. Love yourself. You imagine that, Kuti, you've come this far, and you have to just throw everything away. It's not worth it. Work on yourself. If you're in a relationship, take a break. And you're right. You still have past traumas. Whatever. Take a break. Step back. Go and get your ass fixed. While there's still breath in your body, you can still fix it. We are all special. We all deserve the best. We all do. We are all ingane kaNkulunkulu, or whatever you believe in. There was this other video that I made of this other woman who was forcing her child to have sex with her child. I even said, or even now what I'm saying, things that are around us are the things that mold us or have a huge impact in the type of people that we are going to become in future. However, it's up to us. Good, how are we going to react to those things? How are we going to binge? Another thing that I'm busy working on is this thing of when something makes me angry. I saw this post, I can't remember the exact words, but this post was like, anger is punishment you exert or you bring upon yourself by virtue of another person's mistake. Why am I punishing myself that omunye umuntu wenza into wrong? That's how I just see it now. In other words, once you start seeing things like that, you know, once we can control our emotions, not only anger, even ukujabula, because ukujabula can make you do the wrong things. Once we can control our emotions, and Ilendo, you just break it down to its simplest form, especially with anger, as I've just said. When I saw that, that's how I thought of it, Guti. So I'm actually punishing myself for what another person did. Most of the time, I've refrained from being angry than how I used to before I came across this. I don't say I don't get angry. I do. But now, it's not as how it used to be. I'm not saying, Guti, I used to be angry and go mad. No. I'm just saying, Guti, even d3ath, there's a saying that says, worry about the things that you can change, not the things that you cannot change. Guti, this is the color of my skin. This is this. Can I change this? No. Okay. I accept this. This is me. Now let me learn to love me. Let me learn to embrace this. All these things are things that you do behind closed doors. And when I say that, in your mind, in your place of peace, where there's no one. We all have that place. Me, I like sitting in the dark. I just switch off the light, even like I'm rainy, and I sit alone. And that's when I tend to just be with me, and I spend time with me. Watch movies, and yeah. Hey, born alone. Let us be better. This video is very long. I've never done a video this long. And now, unfortunately, we have to also reap what we have sowed. Yes, this guy might have also endured some trauma in his life, or also the girl, but the guy has to reap. There are consequences to everything that we do. It might not be his fault for what he might have went through, but he has to go through what's to come for his actions. R.I.P. Ntokozo. My apologies for everything that has played an impact in your life, that has put you in a situation like this. Also for the guy, if you ever get a chance to come back to the society or whatever, be a better man, be a better person, groom people, teach others, because some of us are in this world to be a lesson to other people. Refrain from being with someone when you know Guti, you still have armor baggage. We all are afraid of our demons, but unfortunately, for us to be free, we need to face them. We need to accept them. The minute you accept things, that's when change starts, and positive change starts. Even when you're sick, once you accept, no, I'm sick, this is my sickness, that's when you start taking the medication. Please, Bafetu. Please. So, from me, Sabelo, I'd just like to say thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your support. I got an extra subscriber. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy. I have 3 now. I'm very happy. Let me just try to watch something. And when you are going, like what I do, when I'm going to work, I don't want to play sad music. I don't want to indulge in anything that is going to make me sad. Why? I do not want to make my shift or leso sikhathi mangena emsebenzini ukuthi sibe difficult for myself, because I know once I become sad, ngizoba down, start seeing all negative things and whatever. You understand? There's this movie ebizwa ngeDressmaker. Excuse me, about this girl who stays in rural areas. She's a designer, fashion designer and stuff like that. Check it out if you ever have time. Dressmaker, DRESSMAKER. Check it out. I do watch such movies from time to time, just if I want to get in touch with my emotions and I want to cry or something like that. I do that. And it's also okay to cry. It's also okay to go and report rape. Either you're a man or you're a woman, it's okay to do those things. Another thing that you must also program your mind is that out here in this world, there are people who are messed up here. You'll report such things, they'll laugh at you. When you do that, do not let that also affect you mentally. It will. But fight that. Also, when you go and report such things, also have that in mind. They might laugh at me, but I will do this. Mina, even when I'm shaking, I'll do a story time about that. I think now. You can also do this. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm one of, I overthink things. Umuntu overthinker tends, likes or prefers it if they are the one overhead than the other person. I'm fighting that, because anything I show now, so as much as, no matter how good-hearted you are, you must learn to treat people the same way that they treat you. And another thing, never be afraid to walk away, or just to look at a person and just keep quiet. You do not have power to what happens to you, but you have power how you react. In terms of words, what people say to you, there's no need for you to fight people. And if it happens with you are in a toxic relationship and stuff like that, you walk away. Sometimes it's hard because people will be threatening to kill you and to stuff like that. That's another thing, I can't tap into that. It's even beyond me. because I don't know. But seek help. Bafethu, let's be better. Women, let's be better. There's a saying that says behind every successful man, there is a good woman. I saw that video now. You can also reverse that and say that behind every toxic man, there's a toxic woman. And behind every toxic woman, there might have been a toxic person, man or woman. Everything that's around us affects us. Check your surroundings. Check the time and the people that you spend your time with. The things you spend your time with. Because those things will determine how you end up in future. Or the likelihood. Guys, thank you very much. Do make sure that you like, comment, and you also subscribe. I love you very much. Ciao.